kickoff team on the field ready to start this postseason classic. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
One of the most difficult things about this slot receiver is his shiftiness and his athleticism. He's very, very difficult to tackle after the catch.
Dropping back, it's Carr. Just a short pass to the tight end. There he goes! And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. After the miscue, 1st and 15 for this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
Notre Dame has made this second down play much more difficult after going backwards. Motion from the back. Touch pass on the run. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The Irish facing quite a challenge here on 3rd and a mile. From the gun, wants to pass. That's caught. It's lobbed. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
And that is how a punter helps out his defense, pinning them deep in their own territory. Ball changes hands, and the offense finds themselves backed up inside their own 10. Looking to pass. It's Stockton. Finds his tight end. Wide open spaces. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they kick-started this drive with that one. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Pushes ahead for a couple. They'll mark it at the 33.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Wants to go up top. Snagged in the middle. It's Thomas. They'll wrestle him down just short of the 1st down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. there to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Motion from the wideout. Quarterback making adjustments. Back to throw, it's Stockton. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
They're dealing with a second and long. Using his legs, it's Frazier. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And those hairy dogs taking a bite out of another first down.
You don't usually find Georgia teams that complicate things. They know who they are, and it starts with running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage. That's what the Dogs do.
The Dogs kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. They're going to ride this running back. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Fires left. Got his man downfield. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3-8. Big throw, catch and run on that one.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got us to be able to score points on this drive.
And the Bulldogs line it up with a first and goal. They'll move the wide receiver. Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And they get nothing. The ball remains at the 2-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
They moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. They're going to run it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Georgia. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost. No problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. The offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To throw, it's Carr. Using the quick game. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. Don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Setting up the screen. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
Sends it back in motion. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Hauls it in. They get him down at the 36. It will be a first down.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
Makes the catch. It's Fields. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Notre Dame ready to go with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the catch. It's Locke. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37.
Well, I'll tell you, I know they're losing the game. It's only the first half, but this offense, obviously, they've spent some time practicing 2-minute throughout the week. You can see they're really in rhythm, they're really in focus, and they're attacking the right areas of the field in order to try to maintain as much clock as possible.
Catch in the middle, it's Bauman. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
I think that time offensively, you're just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage. You got your big fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit and let's keep going.
To the air, it's Carr. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On 3rd down, going up top. Looking deep. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
Really nice 3rd down sub-defense there at that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback, now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
And they'll send out the field goal unit. Had the right rotation on that one to get a little help from the crossbar and get it through. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break.
That's the end of the first half. With the score, Georgia 7, Notre Dame 3.
Ready to go here in the second half, and Notre Dame will kick it away. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return.
Georgia offense will take over 1st and 10.
He'll get this drive started from the 29. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the second half. They finally get to him. A what a play there to pick up the first down.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big game for the offense.
To the ground. He's got it again. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. And the Dogs are in the hurry-up.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
running back searching for a hole. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Wants to throw. It's Stockton. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And that is just what this defense needed. Man, they have created the momentum. They're on a run. They get a big sack. This is what they need. They need to get a stop and keep this train rolling.
And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking to throw on first down. Keeps looking downfield. Trying to get rid of it.
And that was good defense again. And unfortunately, we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Leaves it with the back. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good run there. Let's see if he can turn it on here in the second half.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Right back to him on the ground. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
You want to talk about aggressive or wacky? This head coach is keeping his offense on the field inside his own 30. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Talk about aggressive. This head coach is keeping the offense on the field inside his own 30. On 4th down, going to the air. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
He had nowhere to go with the football. 4th down, you know he wants to make a play. I'd like for him to throw it up, to be honest. Try to give somebody an opportunity to make a play. Who cares if I throw a pick? It's 4th down anyways, but couldn't find anybody to get the ball off. Defense surrounds him, gets him to the ground with a sack.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against him.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking for a man. It's Stockton. Forced out of the pocket. He'll throw it. Fires to the tight end. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. The Bulldogs come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Georgia 7, Notre Dame 3.
open the final period with a third down play. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
This offense is going to try and grind their way to a win now. They're going to start force-feeding this guy the football, too. He's made a few plays earlier in this game, but now in the fourth quarter, it's about force-feeding him, getting some push up front, and just icing this thing.
And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead on first and goal, but they can also drain the clock. They'll try to get it in with the run. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
Yeah, I think my thought process needs to be points are good. Because if I get a field goal here, that's fine. I take the lead by more than a field goal. They got to go the length of the field. But I also want to run this clock, let it continue to work. But the goal is to get a touchdown. So let's see what this offense dials up next.
Two-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. Can the D deny them on second and goal? They'll power it inside with the fullback. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Dogs!
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point fourth quarter lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Price. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Back to pass, it's Carr. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
When you're on defense and you get to play outside linebacker, it's about as good as it gets, right? I get to rush the passer just like this and put him on the ground. Then I get to cover in space. I get to move all over the place. Great job by the outside linebacker. The most fun position to play in college football.
The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. Notre Dame facing a third and long, trying to keep this drive alive. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. And a sack all the way back at the 5.
And when you run that screen, it takes a lot more time to develop because those offensive linemen, remember, they're going to block, release, and go get somebody. Quarterback's got to get rid of that ball a lot faster when you're running those screen plays.
Here's a heat. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
After being stopped there on fourth down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation and put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
So after hitting bankrupt, spinning that wheel of fortune, now this offense can tack a little more onto the lead. They have it first and goal. And he gets it back to the 4-yard line and no farther. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on second and goal. To the ground with the back. And he'll be stuffed. Got nothing. Line of scrimmage still at the 4.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't...
Touchdown, Bulldogs! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. These guys looking to put the finishing touches on this game with that score.
Yeah, I think you feel confident that ends it, right? Late in the game, it would take a miracle for the defense to get back in it. That miracle is no longer coming now.
And now with the extra point, they're up by 18 here in the fourth.
Georgia, 21.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Price. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. They start the drive at their own 10. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. He wants a big play here late. The Dogs haven't just been hungry, they've been famished. They have just eaten up this offensive line.
Everything they've tried to do hasn't worked. This defense, not only are they well organized, not only are they talented, they're well coached, they listen, they play so hard, they don't give you a thing.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
I think at this point of the game now in the second half, down by as many points as they are, it's going to be really hard for the offense to sprinkle in the run. They tried it there, it didn't work. I think you got to be thinking about the passing game now and start trying to identify playmakers out on the perimeter of the field that can get you back in this game.
He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
And I think a lot of people are going to look at that drive, and first of all, the drive was awful. They're all going to look at the drive and say it was awful, but how about the giving up on third down? I mean, you got third and long, you try to sneak a run in, and this drive, this possession, it was disastrous for the offense.
Picked off, what a play to set him up. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. He will take a knee, and the defense can stop the clock one more time, but this one is just about in the books. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes, but at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things that are going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team tonight.
And with that, the season comes to a close for these two teams. Another bowl game is all wrapped up, and we are finished as well. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, thanking our entire crew and thanking you for being with us for another presentation of EA Sports College Football. We'll see you next season.